Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has hit back at Anwar Ibrahim over the remarks on his son's wealth. He called Anwar an amazing liar. Meanwhile, the MCMC has announced that they are investigating a video which has gone viral showing an influencer handing KFC bones to a homeless man. DAP Youth has stated that politicizing the national flag issue will not bring the nation forward. Stay tuned for all this and more on KiniNews. Former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has fired back at Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim following remarks made by Anwar during an interview in Jakarta, in which he suggested that Mahathir's sons should return their wealth to the government if it was obtained through dubious or illegitimate means. Labeling Anwar the amazing liar, Mahathir took aim at Anwar's claim that his son has 1.2 billion ringgit and another one 4 billion ringgit. In a post on his social media accounts, Mahathir questioned where Anwar gets all his figures and statements. He pointed out that MACC chief Azam Baki had previously said Mokhzani declared 1 billion ringgit in assets, while Mirzan declared 246.2 million ringgit. Mahathir said that the MACC was satisfied with his son's asset declarations and did not state that the sources are unclear or illegitimate. He further clarified that the declared figures represent total asset value, not liquid cash, and was accumulated over more than 20 years in business. He said this includes property, shares, liabilities, and investments, and other holdings, with some assets that have appreciated in value. Mahathir also questioned Anwar's intent, asking whether the Prime Minister now expects his sons to sell their assets and surrender the proceeds to the government. Addressing the past organized rally held on July 26, where he was among the speakers, Mahathir clarified that the event was not about him or his family, but rather a reflection of growing public dissatisfaction with Anwar's leadership. Mahathir stressed that it was not MPs that had demonstrated and challenged Anwar to dissolve parliament and call for a general election if he truly believed the public still supported him. MCMC has launched an investigation into a viral video showing 3 influencers handing KFC chicken bones to a homeless man. In a statement today, it said that the MCMC views any attempt to create or spread content that exploits marginalized communities for cheap entertainment, views, or public provocation seriously. It added that content which insults or degrades a person's dignity not only violates basic ethics, but also risks normalizing inhumane behavior in society. MCMC said that the investigation is being carried out under existing legal provisions, and strict action will be taken against those found guilty. It also reminded netizens not to upload or circulate provocative content that could lead to public distress and encourage unethical behavior. It said any sharing of content that is obscene, indecent, false, or offensive with the intent to threaten or harass can be investigated under Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act. The video, which had spread on social media, showed 3 individuals having a meal at a KFC outlet before placing their chicken bones in a packet of rice. They then approached a man lying in an alley and gave him the food packet, which he accepted with gratitude. The influencer involved has since apologized, claiming the video was filmed with the man's consent and was intended to promote charity work. She added that the man they filmed was later given proper food off camera. Meanwhile, MCA has urged MCMC to initiate legal proceedings against the 3 individuals. MCA Young Women Chairperson Yvonne Lo Yi-wen labeled the video as deeply disturbing and unacceptable. In a statement, she said that despite their apology, it is clear that the video was a poorly thought-out publicity stunt. She added that an apology made only after public backlash does not reflect true remorse. Low stressed that there must be accountability and highlighted Section 233 of the Communications and Multimedia Act 1998, which states that action can be taken against any online content that is offensive, indecent, or created with the intent to annoy, abuse, or harass. She said this law exists to protect the public from harmful or abusive online content. She added such content not only violates basic human dignity, but also sends the wrong message to others who may think exploiting the vulnerable for attention is acceptable. Lowe said at the very least, the individuals should be given community service, perhaps at a homeless shelter, to truly reflect and help the very people they mocked in their video. Former Law Minister Zad Ibrahim said Malaysia's courts must not abdicate their duty to review the legality of decisions made by the Dewan Rakyat Speaker, especially on matters involving the Constitution. He said this following the Court of Appeal ruling yesterday against Bersatu's attempt to initiate legal action against Dewan Rakyat Speaker Johari Abdul and 4 MPs on the status of their seats. In a post on X, Zaid said that in Malaysia, the courts have generally declined to interfere with decisions made by the Speaker of Parliament or state assemblies under the doctrine of non-justiciability. He said this means certain parliamentary decisions, especially on internal proceedings, are considered outside the court's review, citing Article 63(1) on parliamentary proceedings and relying on precedents in the UK and the principle of parliamentary sovereignty. However, he pointed out that Malaysia has a written constitution and is not a Westminster parliament where parliament is supreme. Zaid argued that hiding behind parliamentary privilege opens the door to abuse, especially when the speaker is a political appointee. He said that this interpretation effectively turns the speaker into a constitutional gatekeeper with no accountability, urging Bersatu to file another appeal. Zaid reminded all quarters that the Constitution was not written to be interpreted solely by politicians in office. He said it was written to be enforced by the courts as the ultimate guardians of legality and constitutionality. Yesterday, the Court of Appeal affirmed the High Court's decision, ruling that decisions made by Parliament, the House, or its committee are immune from judicial review. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. DAP Youth Chief Wu Ka Leong has stressed that politicizing issues related to the national flag will not bring the nation forward. In a statement today, Wu said that all Malaysians, especially politicians, regardless of their party, agree that the Jalur Gemilang is a symbol of national sovereignty and no one has questioned this. However, he called out what he sees as political hypocrisy over the incident. He said it's strange that these politicians who now act like village champions did not scrutinize or express similar outrage over previous incidents where the national flag had also been depicted inaccurately. He pointed out that some had not called for similar action to be taken against the Education Ministry for a flag error and when a similar incident also happened at the PAS rally in Terengganu earlier this year. He said these politicians should not be hypocritical and have double standards on the same issue. He added that acting like a village champion will not win votes for their party, but will only highlight their stupidity. Wu also said that ongoing criticism against the school is unwarranted, especially since a public apology has already been issued. Instead, he urged everyone to work together to ensure that those who make mistakes are willing to learn and not repeat them for the sake of national unity. Still on the topic, earlier AMNO Youth Chief Dr. Akmal Saleh had said that the incident should not be viewed as a political matter, but rather as an issue of patriotism and national pride. Although he did not mention anyone by name, his remarks appeared to be a response to DAP Secretary General Anthony Loke, who had stated that the incident should not be politicized. In a Facebook post, Akmal stated that the politician who called for the issue not to be politicized was the one politicizing it. In his post, he also urged authorities to investigate a claim by Lukut Assembly person Chul Ken Hua that the incident was the result of a mistake by a special needs worker. Should the claim be found to be true, he said, authorities should still take strong action against the school. He said this is as they allowed a special needs employee to install the flag without being supervised. He questioned why they gave the responsibility to a special needs person instead of any other staff member. He added that they did not pay attention after the flag was installed and left it as it is. Akmal said they did not want such claims to be used as an excuse if similar incidents happen again. He also urged the Education Ministry to investigate the identity and condition of the alleged special needs individual. He also questioned whether a person with intellectual disability is allowed to work inside school premises. Yesterday, DAP women hit out at the party's Negeri Sembilan Veterans Club for using sanitary pads to ridicule a party member, condemning the act as a perpetration of menstrual stigma. The Veterans Club chairperson Lee Kong Hing has since apologized, saying that he had no intention of insulting women. He reiterated that the protest was against the decision to nominate Vincent Wu, a DAP Central Executive Committee member whom Lee labeled as an outsider, as a senator representing the 9. Following this, we carried out a poll to find out what our viewers thought about the matter. Here are the results. A majority of 57% said that it is insensitive and reinforces negative stereotypes about menstruation. 28% thought that it was a creative way to draw attention to the issue being raised. Meanwhile, 13% said that it would depend on the context. However, they said there are better ways to express their opinion. Several voters stressed that it was a disgraceful act and was insensitive. A voter also said that it wasn't a wise decision. What are your thoughts on the matter? Share your views in the comment section below. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.